Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi! My name is Pamela, and on today's video, as you can see, I have a nice little thread of propagations and products that I'm going to be potting these props up with, right? So a couple of months ago, I decided to chop my Hoya linearis because when I purchased it, some of the actual stems were rotting, so I decided to chop those up. And then in the meantime, I went around and I actually chopped and propped a couple of other plants because I just wanted to give them more vines versus just having just like one straight up plant growing, right? So I also have other propagations that I cut from other plants in here, so I'm going to decide which ones I'm going to repot into these separate planters that I have. For sure, I know that I'm gonna put a good amount of Hoya linearis cuttings in here, and I'm also planning on doing a plant sale. So, well, soon I'm gonna be doing a plant sale, maybe sometime next week. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to pot up some of the Hoya linearis so I could have, you know, some starter plants for people who don't want a huge Hoya linearis, or they do want a Hoya linearis but they really can't, you know, afford to have a full plant. So like I mentioned, I have a few of the substrate mix, substrate products that I'm going to be combining, and I also have the plants that I want to repot. So if you're interested in this video, if you want to join me for this repotting plant props with me video, then keep on watching. So welcome back everybody. Alright, the first prop box that I'm going to be checking is this one because I know 100% for sure that I do want to repot this particular plant, and it is actually my Philodendron Burle Marx Fantasy. And also in this, there are also some Hoya linearis too that I'm going to be repotting into a larger container. And the rest of the ones in here, I might leave for another video, but I have some Cebu Blues and I have some Skeleton Key Pothos in here as well. But again, I'm just going to leave those for a separate video. So the Burle Marx Fantasy and the linearis are the first two that I'm going to be repotting. And just to show you how gorgeous, so this is the original leaf. This is the first leaf that popped out. This is the second leaf that popped out, and this is the newest leaf that popped out. And this is just growing in straight up perlite. I find that perlite is the favorite substrate of mine to prop my plants in. It's really just like straightforward. There's not much conversation that needs to be had between the roots and the perlite. It does whatever it wants. So there were some linearis leaves that did fall off, and that's because I probably was not opening this as often as I should have. But wow, there is a root from this Burle Marx Fantasy, and it is so red. I'm excited to plant this inside of this particular container. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to be planting the linearis inside of this little hanging basket so it can, you know, have the plastic to help retain moisture. So off camera, what I did actually do was pre-mix my substrate because that does take time. And in here I have a aeroidy mix, right? So this is like soil, this has some lava rocks, perlite, charcoal, orchid bark, I think worm casting is the other thing that's in here. I also have some coco coir in here, and I have some leca just soaking in water. So I also have just water also to water the plants after I pop them up. I'm gonna look inside of this box to see what's in here that I might want to pot up, but if not, then we're not going to worry about them. looks like. That's it for now that I'm going to be potting up. I don't think I want to touch anybody else right now for in here. I am going to have to repot these though, because I am planning on just selling all of these plants to make space for what I want and what I need. So I'm actually not going to use any of the plants that are inside of this particular container, but there are plenty of juicy, fully rooted, happy cuttings in here. As you can see, it's just full of cuttings, full of syngoniums, philodendrons, maybe even monsteras. I have this zigzag cactus, no, this shark tooth cactus. It's like fully rooted, pushing out new growth. So we will check inside of here another day, but I think again for this video I am going to honestly just focus on the linearis and the Burle Marx Fantasy. I did also decide to chop up my entire Hoya rotundiflora just to give myself a fuller plant. Some of these may have roots. I see roots in them, so I know they're like really rooted, but I'm gonna just let them live under that cloche for a little bit longer, for a couple more weeks before I really pot these up. I want the roots to be significant, substantial roots, so we're gonna not bother with the rotundiflora today also. So the first plant that I'm going to be potting up is the Burle Marx Fantasy, and as mentioned, I'm gonna put it inside of here. I'm grabbing a used dryer sheet just to have as sort of like separation between the soil and the drainage hole, so when I do decide to water my plant, it is not losing soil during the watering period. So I'm just gonna stick this in here like so. I did get my nails done the other day. I changed the color. It's a purpley. I love doing an accent nail of, you know, the same color, so I try to find something that's closer, near to the primary color, and then do my little accent nail. So this is what we're rocking today, well, for the next couple of weeks. All right, so I am going to add a little bit of this pre-made mix here. I'm gonna take a little bit of the cocoa coir and a little bit of the leca. We're gonna mix. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more soil mix, and then we're gonna dump this whole thing out right away. So we have that, and then I need something to pour this in. I'll grab this, I'm gonna pour most of this in here. Reline the bottom. So I know exactly the amount of substrate mix I'm going to be using. Pour a little bit at the bottom, about a quarter of the way full. And now we're going to take our Burle Marx Fantasy, and I'm gonna just gently try to release the plant from the leca. Wow, not leca, from the perlite. Look at the substantial amount of roots. If rooted could be an image, this is what rooted is. This is extremely rooted, and as mentioned, remember I was saying in the beginning, this little reddish root, it's like a little aerial root that's popping out. So nice, so flipping nice. I'm really happy about that. I feel like I might need maybe an even bigger pot. So what I'm actually gonna do is use this planter instead of this one. So let's just re-pour all of this in here. Take the drainage buddy. I'm happy I cut this a little larger than it needed to be, so it fits this perfectly too. Same thing, just in a different container. I think I actually just might make this video just about the Philodendron Burle Marx, and then the next video is going to be me repotting the Hoya linearis, because I don't want this video to get too long. Alright, redo another good mix. So like I mentioned, there's perlite, lava rocks, soil, what else? Charcoal, worm casting, cocoa coir, and leca. And also orchid bark. So delicious. How is everyone doing? How are you enjoying your summer so far? I hope everyone is having an amazing summer, as I have been. This summer we outside. We are outside this summer. We are not getting stuck inside. We are not relying on anyone else to bring us joy or happiness, okay? We are keeping our good friends, and we are enjoying our life with our good friends. That's pretty much what this summer is really for me. I have so many amazing things planned, so many awesome trips that are in the works of being planned for. So definitely, you know how it is, okay? So share with me actually in the comment section, what are some of your summer plans? Do you have anything fun coming up? Because I am so excited for everything that's to come. And also, I'm a summer baby, okay? So it's my season. It's my season. Alright. Always fully, thoroughly water your plants. So what this Burle Marx Fantasy looks like. So as I mentioned already, salty peeps, the Hoya linearis and the other Hoyas in here are going to be the next video. I'm not going to add that in this video just to keep you know, the time down. We're already at like 17-ish minutes right now, so we're just gonna try to concise our video and just get straight to the point. So yes, salty peeps, in the next one we are going to be repotting the Hoya linearis and the other Hoyas. And with that being said, thank you so much, my salty pecans, for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving a big old thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little kooky family because we're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, make sure you're following me on my other social media platforms at HauzPlant, HauzPlant. And I will see you on the next one. Let's get growing. Bye. We have a guest that decided to join for the ending. She is literally the definition of a lap cat. If my lap is free, if I'm sitting down, you better believe, okay, you better bet your hiney, you bet your bottom dollar that she is going to find her way on my lap, to lay down, to knead a little bit and fall asleep. That's all I'm worth to these girls. I'm currently editing, like I mentioned, and look who decided to just hop on my lap. Yeah, addicted. It's just like free lap, free hands, affection, rub downs, naps. But yeah, my salty peeps, I'll see you in the next video, which is the potting of my Hoya linearis and other Hoyas that I have rooted. Let's get growing.